Alright, looks like we are live, I guess. Oh, anyways. Hello everybody, my name is GhostSenpai, and if you are wondering what am I using a big sombrero right now, that means that you haven't seen me before running this game at any event, so you will know in a bit the reason behind this. So, well, today is Wednesday, I think, because I used to mess up my pronunciation with the English, as it's not my main language, just in case you haven't noticed that. But today we are not here to talk about this. We are here to talk about Snow Brothers. And a fun fact, because before the run we had oh damn! Sorry. I haven't went to sleep, so I forgot the name. Okay, Little Samson, and also along Snow Brothers, but both are expensive games to get on a physical cartridge. But Snow Bros is more cheaper than Little Samson. Snow Bros is around $300, but still being expensive. So I ended up getting an NES and an EverDrive for another cheaper price, but we're not here to talk about this. We're here to enjoy the action with the Snow Brothers. So, hoping that we start with a run. I need to say something. This is not blindfolded. I'm actually seeing the screen. Just the camera angle make me look like if I'm not seeing the screen. Because this game is not friendly for blindfolded stuff. I haven't given a try to that. It was another runner of the game, but I told him that it was impossible to do something like that. He gave it a try and he realized I was telling the truth. So let's start with this. I'm gonna decant them from 3. I'm gonna open again left split because I closed it. Okay, and left split, please. Thank you. Okay, we are ready to start, so I'm gonna main the countdown from 3. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, this is a port of an arcade game. The arcade game was released in 1990, and this is a 1991 release for the NES and Famicom. And something that I'm gonna be doing during the entire run, and it's gonna look like if I'm just playing normally. It's something I like to call position manipulation, because depending on where do you are and where do you move is where the enemies are also gonna gonna move through the stage. So I use this on my side to make a slight manipulation, and I'm gonna reset the game and 3, 2, 1, go. I just start again over everything, because this is not for any kind of manipulation. Talking about resetting the console. But as I've mentioned before, depending of the position on the screen is where the enemies are gonna move and that kind of things. So I tried to make a manipulation on the second stage to get the red potion, which is the most important potion you can have in the game that helps you to go fast. I think I haven't got it again. Okay, I got it, so this is good. So usually this is the first and biggest reset point we have in the game, because if you don't get the red potion, you need to reset the game, because the red potion increases your speed. As you can see, it helps you to move faster. And well, in this case I haven't got the blue potion, but this is a reset run. I'm not looking for a PB or something like that. This is just for marathon purposes, so it's fine if I don't get the blue potion. I can get it. I can try to get it later in the game. So in the, we have 3 potions in total, or well, 4 if you wanna also consider the green potion. So red potion, as you can see, is a speed potion, which increases our moving speed. Then we have the blue potion, which is the one that I'm lacking off and I'm trying to get, which increases our shooting strength. It increases our power at the moment that we're shooting. and it helps to us to freeze the enemies really quick. So let's see. I think I haven't got it. Okay, I got the blood potion. So floor 7 is like the sorry, floor 6 is the last backup, quick backup stage where you can get the blue potion. As you can see, just with 2 hits, I can turn an enemy into a snowball. So this is like something really important to consider and also have on mind. On a regular run, that's also a reset point if you don't get the blue potion at least on that stage on a normal level, because even on when you're on a high skill slash big PB or world record or top pace, you will try to not to get the blue potion as fast as possible. Usually you can get it on the 3rd stage, but I used to have some problems trying to get that. I'm gonna explain that on a bit if I don't forget that. But this is the first boss. I forget the name of the boss. This is really simple. It's really easy. Just 6 hits and you're done. And I needed to die there. I don't used to die on this boss, but it's fine. I can make it. And just with the last hit, okay, definitely this is not something good. And why does my timer stop? Okay, I don't know why my timer decided to stop. To get frozen for a bit, but I fixed it. Free world record. Imagine having a world record. I'm gonna explain this really quick. This was a gamble machine. This is a bonus stuff that just appears on the NES version, and it's something really important. I cannot believe that I died there. I don't used to die on this section, but that's still being fine. I can make it anyway. So I'm gonna do some stuff slightly slow because I wanna see if I can get the red potion. So probably I'm gonna be running out of my estimate because I was not considering these kind of things, but let's see what we can do. So going back to the gamble machines, every time you complete a boss stage, you are redirected to the gamble machine screen, where you can get an X or a cross. You can get a letter from the snow world, and you can get a 1-up. So the last thing we want to get is definitely the 1-up, because the good part, it gives you a 1-up. Okay, I got the red potion, we're fine. But something bad about getting directly an extra life in the gamble machine is that it also gives to you 50,000 points. Getting the letter just gives you 10k points, so the last thing we want to get are lives, because the most points you get, the most slow you're gonna be moving to the next stage. So you can get up to 3 elements, and if you complete the snow world, you're gonna get also an additional life, but that doesn't count for the 50k thing. So each letter gives you 10,000 points. So if we get 3 letters, we're gonna be getting 30k points. And obviously what we want to get is just to get crosses, as those doesn't give you points, but it's slow to try to get crosses all the time, so we just smash the A button to get whatever the game want to give to us, and that's everything. So talking about the free world record meme, because my timer got stopped for a bit. Oh my god, I was close to die there because the tornado enemy decided to throw a knife, but fortunately the half of the novel was covering the knife, so I was safe there. So what I was saying? Oh yeah, the free world record thing. I have been trying to get the world record of this game for like 5 years, but unfortunately I haven't been able to get it due to the last boss RNG. We're gonna be seeing that once I reach that stage. So the frog, second stage. Again, we're gonna be giving from 6 to 7 hits, and then we're gonna be done. The best thing we can we can get with the frog is that the frog appears on the top of the screen, because as you can see, there's a fastest way to freeze the bomb that is gonna be thrown to us, and with that we can simply defeat that frog as fast as possible. That's everything. Well, the flickering on my capture footage is because I'm using a Retrothon 5X, and I am using an Elgato device as a capture card, and there are some issues with the Retrothon devices linked to Elgato devices that sometimes can give that flickering issues. So sometimes I get that, sometimes I don't get it. So I really apologize about that. I hope that that's not like a problem for everybody, because that's something that it just happens on the capture device software, because on my screen I can see that without problems. I've tried it even with the pass-through of the capture device and also with an HDMI splitter, and the results are the same. So that's a problem with the Elgato products. Some people in the past told me that I should get an Ibermedia capture device, but in my country, Ibermedia stuff is more expensive than Elgato products, so that's why I have an Elgato capture device. But sometimes it gets fixed, sometimes it doesn't get fixed. But a quick fix I can give to some people is that just switch the stream quality to something that displays everything at 30 frames, and you're gonna get rid of the flickering really easy. Maybe that's not the best alternative, but it's something. And well, talking about the game concept and that kind of things, we can see that the main gameplay mechanic, which is freezing the enemies and turn them into noble and throw the noble, is a bit similar to Bubble, but instead of bubbles we have snowballs, and that's everything. So the history of the game is that the evil King Scourge went to a faraway land that I forgot always its name, and decided to kidnap the twin princesses, Teddy and Nina. Or if you play the Switch remake of the arcade game, the Princess Puri and Puchi Puchi were kidnapped, but then the brothers Nick and Tom trying to stop the evil King Scourge. Obviously, they failed them trying to do that. So the princesses were kidnapped, and also the King Scourge put a snowman curse in both brothers. So they need to get rid of it, and also save the princesses, and that's everything. Okay, I'm gonna try that with the capture device maybe at another point. And I mess up things here. So, second boss, the birds. Okay, I messed it up again, really bad. So this is probably one of the worst non-RNG bosses we can have on this game, because they're real annoying in the way that it's hard to know where they're gonna be landing on the floor. But 6 hits and we're done. Okay, sorry, 3 hits to each of them and we are done. And also, depending of the distance of the snowball is the amount of damage that we're gonna be doing to the bosses. So that's why even with those 3 hits, they still alive. It's a bit complex to try to explain that, so the only thing that I can say is that the most away you are from the bosses, the most damage you can make to them. I simply know why does that happen, and well, bad luck as always, because I get an additional 1-up, which means that obviously I have a lot more time. And well, sometimes we get new enemies like that, white monkeys, for example. And there we go, I got the blue potion, which is really good. Mostly because on these stages I really needed to be a quick, to be slightly faster. So on this stage specifically, I need to be really careful to don't get stuck on those sections of the corners of the screen, because in order to get out of those sections and also on other sections later in the game, I need to use a snowball as a platform. So I need to be really careful to don't get stuck there, otherwise that's gonna mean that I'm gonna be losing a good amount of time. And also, every time you spawn or every time you get rid of a snowball, you get like a 1 second of an invincibility frames window. And sometimes, like you have seen here on this past stage on floor 34, I use that in my advantage so I can get close to some enemies, and I don't know what I don't know what I died there. It's not supposed that I have died there, and I got stuck where it's supposed that I said I wasn't gonna get stuck. So unfortunately, since I have lost all my lives, this means that I'm gonna be using a continue. And the bad part of this is that with this using a continue will not give me the good ending of the game, but I'm gonna be talking about that later on the run. What a run that I'm getting here, to be honest. But anyways, just when things happen. What else you can do? And sorry if I'm not reading the chat all the time. I'm trying just to get focused into don't mess up things again, because as you have seen, there have been a lot of mistakes here. And the last thing that I want to do is to keep compromising the estimate of the margin. Because I thought it was going to be a good idea to wake it up and didn't go to sleep just to do this run. But then my run got delayed for like an hour. And I was like, okay, this was a really bad idea. So right now, as you can see, I'm lacking from the red potion. So my movement is really slow. And again, we get this problem with the position of the character. In this case, my character is called Nick. The red brother is called Tom. And that's the second player character. Okay, this is maybe, I think this run is gonna be like a 23. And also floor 39, if everything goes fine, in your run and you're on a good pace, probably this stage is gonna kill it due to its nature, because those middle sections here in the game, if you get stuck there, you cannot get out unless you are unless you use snowballs as platforms. You can see here I cannot get out of here, so the easiest way just to do this stage is just to keep quiet on the floor at the bottom of the screen and see what is gonna happen. So this big gremlin, fourth boss. This is different compared with the arcade version, because in the arcade version we have 2 of these guys, and you cannot turn the flames into snowballs. Okay, I missed a hit, so this is something really bad. Okay, I missed 2 hits. And there we go. Fourth boss defeated. This boss is really easy on the NES version compared with the kid release. And I got another one up. Interesting. Yeah, well, I've seen that somebody shared the Switch remake on purchase link on Amazon from Amazon on the chat. I also run that remake. I don't know if that remake may be suitable to submit for a Retrothon, so if that's the case, I probably am gonna submit it on next year edition. But I prefer to run the NES version mostly due to nostalgic purposes, because a lot of people, well, from Latin America, where the game still being quite popular, used to play the arcade version, but I played the NES version because when I was a kid, I had a PS1 disc that was an NES emulator called In Mike VNS that had a lot of ROMs, and my father found this game as he played the arcade version back in the day. So thanks to him, I discovered this version, and this has a pretty big nostalgic value for me. That's one of the reasons why I prefer mostly to run the NES version. Plus, the NES version is the one with most runners, and most of the strats that I'm using here on the run have been stuff that I have been discovering because the game was pretty dead a few years ago, but fortunately new runners began to appear and more stuff began to be discovered, so now here I am. Pretty sleepy, but trying to play a game as fast as possible. And well, lacking from the red potion, it's not something good. And yeah, probably this is gonna be like at 23 or 24, so it's not supposed that I should have jumped there, but I have jumped there because it's supposed that I was gonna defeat these enemies another way. But considering that I am lacking from the red potion, it's something good what I have done. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be messing around with my Retrothon settings in another moment to see if I can get rid of the flickering on the screen, because as I mentioned before, that's something that mostly happens just on the capture device, because on my screen that's not a problem. I can see a clear image there. And fun fact, from these stages from 41 to 49, for some reason the game likes to drop a lot of blue potions. I'm gonna wait for this guy to come down. Okay, yeah, this run is gonna be like a 23 or 24. Probably like a 23 if everything goes fine, because this last boss is full RNG. And this is the main reason why I haven't got any world record, because most of my PBs have been on a world record pace. Even if you compare my times with previous world records, you will see that all the time I was on a world record pace until I reached this stage. Because this stage works slightly different than the arcade version. So in the arcade version, the roof is falling off slowly, there are more snowballs. But on the NES version, the roof keeps static, which is something good. And also the bubbles are spawned more faster. This stage is more faster on the NES version than on the arcade release. Plus, we have another problem, which is sprite limitations. Due to sprite limitations, some stages were changed and there are different enemies on screen, and also in this case, I need to be really careful with the elements that get stuck on the screen, because if there are some items, some potions, I'm gonna try to get them, because that counts as a sprite on the screen, and the most sprites that I have on screen, the less elements I'm gonna be having on, the less amount of bubbles that I'm gonna be getting. So the less bubbles I get, the less possibilities of getting enemies to throw as snowballs that I'm gonna be getting. The RNG that I'm having right now is pretty decent. I need to hit each of these guys 10 times, and once I defeat the last one, it's gonna be where time finishes. So maybe this is gonna be like a 22 or 23. If I get stuck in a bubble, I just need to mash my buttons and I should be free after that. Okay, time's gonna finish once I defeat the guy on the left. And time. Considering that I have reset my run, having like a 35-minute timer, in theory, this was a run that I completed under the estimate, considering that I have reset the game, having the timer, having like a 30 on the timer, I guess. So under the estimate, because I haven't reset the timer. So we get the bad ending of the game. The bad ending, you basically you get this if you complete the game using at least one of the continues in the game. I barely use them, but in this case, I was in the necessity of using one. Not because I really wanted it, but because the game was a bit troll and I'm pretty sleepy right now. And well, basically on this ending, you just save the princesses and the pieces back in the kingdom, and that's it. If you don't use the continues and you go for the good ending. On that ending, you defeat the Evil King Scourge, the Brothers Nick and Tom get rid of the Snowman Curse, and also both brothers get married with the two princesses and the pieces back in the kingdom. So, well, if somebody is interested into learning this game, I made a guide a few years ago that nowadays is outdated, but it's still most of the strats shown still work, still being good in order to get a sub 19 time, because the world record in this game is 1630 something. No, it was 1610, I guess. I don't remember exactly, because the actual world record holder no headset. I don't know which kind of magic tricks he uses, but he used to get a really amazing good luck in everything in the game, and he has a 1636. The second place is a 1729 by Edo, another runner with a big amount of luck. And my PB is an 1813. No luck for me, unfortunately, on last boss. And if I am in a good mood to run the game, I just give it a try and try to discover something. But I'm mostly like having a curse on this because I just get like a single PB each year, and I have got this year PBs. So I don't know if I'm gonna get another PB on the rest of the year. But anyways, thanks for GGs, and I'm gonna be back later today again in some hours. I'm gonna be doing Crash Bandicoot 3. It's supposed that I was gonna do that run. I suppose I was gonna be doing that run yesterday, but due to some tech issues, because the technology is magic, and the run got rescheduled. So I'm gonna be back later with Crash Bandicoot Warp, and I'm just gonna go to sleep. But keep enjoying the event, because now Blue, oh, sorry again if I forget how to pronounce your name. She was a person who helped with my setup yesterday. So I wish the best of luck for her. And she's gonna be playing Darwin Dog. Epis is gonna be playing Towns and Treasures at 10. Blue is gonna be playing Darwin Dog. So we're still having a lot of amazing runs here at Wednesday at Retrothon 2023. Again, shout outs to Ariel staff for allowing me to showcase this game. And well, the show needs to continue, so keep enjoying the marathon. And if you see that I'm gonna be featured on another marathon, mostly on a charity-based marathon, and you see me with this game, and I'm gonna explain really quick the sombrero thing. That's because I used to have an incentive on marathons called Sombrero Percent, that if you donate, I'm gonna be using this sombrero. So if I'm part of a charity-based marathon, and you see that I'm gonna be running this game, please donate for a good cause, because with that, I'm gonna be using the big sombrero. This was just a free sample here at Retrothon. And my pretty extended and my pretty ridiculously extended ending speech has been completed. So thanks again for everything, and let's move to the next round here at the Wednesday at Retrothon 2023.